the 2-drawer heart box that I created with the easel card. So stay tuned for the tutorial, and I will leave a link to the full presentation of this project in the description box below. I'm going to try something different. So I have the 2 pieces cut out for the top and the bottom of the box and the side pieces, and I've already covered them with the decorative paper just to save some time. And here's the decorative paper for the top that I'm going to use. And I had prepared this to be the top of the lid, and then I decided I wanted to make this an easel card on the top. So I cut out 2 additional heart box pieces, which the top and the bottom are the same, so 2 of those. And what I did on this one is I just trimmed along the perforated line right here, or the score mark rather, I should say. And let's look on the back, I can see a little bit better. And I'm just trimming that off since we're not going to be using the tabs. There, I can crease it so I can see it. Just trimming these off because we won't need this will be the easel card top piece. So just trim these off. As you can see, I did prepare them by putting the score tape, and then when I was making the goodies for the inside, I was like, oh, I think I can make this an easel. And I have some pieces so we can connect the top part, the folded part of our easel card, to the top of the box. And I want to put these tabs on, so then when I put my decorative paper on the box, it'll cover some of those up. So these are just 1 inch by about 3.5, and I've scored the 1 inch side down the middle at 1/2 inch. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue, and I'm going to fold this back because I don't need the hinge on it. So I'm going to put some glue on this, and I know I have plenty of excess, so I'm just going to fold it in half, and I'm going to line that score mark with the top of the heart. So that's all I'm doing. And now I can take some scissors, and I'm just going to trim these off, the excess off. And I wanted them a little bit bigger, so when I trimmed that, it would cover the very top of the heart, and then when we put this one on, it will match up with it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I'm just going to glue my hinge on. Now we have our hinges on top. I'm just going to put some glue on both of these. And what I did with this heart is I just folded it in half like so. I just lined it up on my mat, and I used the line that the top of the heart is running along, and then I just folded this heart over till the point matched it. And now we can glue this on the hinges, and make sure to line it up along the top and these 2 angles, because these are our tabs that's going to form the box. So you want to do that. And for safe measure, I'll open it up and do this. And we can always trim it off a little bit if it doesn't line up perfectly. Then this will give us our easel card. And now we can glue our decorative piece right here. And I am going to wait to attach the pop-up part of our easel card after we put our box together. That way there won't be as much paper in the way. So there's that. And now we can put together, these are the 2 stabilizers that are inside the heart, and I have glue on the fronts of those, so then when I glue them together they'll fold back and I could put them inside the heart to line it up. So I'm just going to put some glue on here. Almost did it the wrong way. So you want to have like sides together, or the like sides with the glue facing each other, so then when we fold the flaps back we can adhere the glue. So when we fold them back we can do like that. Had to stop and think for a second. I almost glued the wrong sides together. Okay, so we have this, and now we can bring in our bottom to the heart, and this is our top. And let's see here, I'll make sure I have my writing going the correct way, and I think this is it. And what I'm going to do is just line this up along this bottom tab, and it fits right here, and then it'll fold and wrap around the other side. So I am just going to pull back just a little bit to make sure I get this lined up like so. Okay, and that looks really good. And I'm just butted up against the little score line here. Okay. And then fold this like so. That looks good. Take that off. I'm just going to line it up along the score mark, and that looks good. So burnish it like so. And I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put this in. I do believe, because I can really get to it, and that's just going to fit in and then line up with the very point here. So let's just take these off, taking off the score tape, and I'm going to hold these up with my fingers so I can make sure I get that in the seam or the point of the heart, and then I'm lining it up with the little V right here, the little dip in the top of the heart. So that looks good. So I'm going to put these down, okay, like so. And now we can put on the top of the heart. So I just went ahead and have taken this off, and I'm just going to line this up, flip that back so you can see. I'm just going to put it in the corner like so, and run it along the seam, and that looks really good. And see how we're getting our shape. So now we can take off these pieces. I'm going to line this one up like so, and making sure it lines up with the dip here, and I'll go ahead and push that down like so. It's looking really good. So we will pop that, fold that over, and then I'm just going to hold it and line it up with the score mark like usual. And I am going to take my bone folder and just run along the seams to make sure it is adhered really well. We have the piece that folds, makes a V, and sits right here on the inside so we get a nice finished look. I have this, the writing was going up the side on this one when I cut it out. Actually, I'm going to do this. Okay, there's that. Then I'm going to fold it up, and I'm just lining it up along the seams. I just thought this was such a cute design when Nicole came out with it. And I saw people cutting it out with a die set she had designed, but as you all know, I love using my cutting machines. And I'm just lining this up along the edge, and I pushed that V, I pushed it down in so I wouldn't have any gaps. Can't get a hold of that. There we go. And like I said, I'm just lining this up along the top seam, like so. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to put some glue along here, and I'm just going to line this along the seams, and then it will be an easel card on top. And I love the way that looks in the paper. It is so pretty. And this along the edges. Now we have our easel card, and I think I'm going to trim off right here, so I won't see this part. I'm just going to reach in and just cut straight apart, or just cut to this right like that. There we go. And now I don't have that bulk sticking out. So I have the pieces cut out to form one of the drawers, and I have covered the part that forms the top of the heart, and I've covered the outside with my decorative paper, and then on the inside I've only done, starting with the tab, the first 3 pieces, because the part that forms the V of the heart, the tab is going to glue here, and then this tab will glue on this side. So we want to do that before we finish covering the inside with our decorative pieces. And then this is the bottom of the heart, and I will put this decorative paper once I have glued all of the tabs to the top of it. So we'll just lay those there, and I have covered the outside, that part that forms the V. So what I want to do now is just go ahead and pick this up. I'm going to put some glue on the tab, and we're just going to line it up. Turn it over so I can see a little bit better, see the perforation marks. And I'm just making sure the top is lined up and that the score mark along the bottom tab is lined up, and we're butted up against, and we are up against the score mark here on the side. Turn it over and give it a good burnish. And now we're just going to fold this up and glue tab here. It's going up against the score mark. I'm lining it up along the top as well as the bottom, and usually I line up this bottom score mark, that way we know we're straight. And turn that over and give a good burnish. So it is a little more difficult to reach your paper in, but that way you have a nice uniform seams. And we're just going to put this in there on the inside, and I'm going to line it up the best that I can. And if you can make sure the top is even, you have a nice even spacing, we'll put this piece in here. Now we'll turn this over, and I'm going to just glue one tab first, just so I can have a little more control. And I'm just lining this up along the edge, and the point, that's very important. We want to make sure that point is lined up and it comes to the end. So I'm just going to squeeze that, and we'll do one more tab. Make sure we get this just going around the heart. I will go ahead and put glue on the rest of the tabs. I just wanted to get a couple to anchor it. And what you'll do is you will kind of push along the edges. Whoops, push too hard. Just lining along the seam. So we'll turn this over, and then this will just drop down in there. Have the heart box brought back in, and now we can put in our boxes like so. And they fit perfectly, and it's a nice size drawer. Thanks for watching the tutorial of my project. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure to check out the full presentation. That is the video that you will need to make sure to leave a comment so you can be entered into the giveaway for my Shabby Valentine's YouTube hop. And once again, the link is in the description box. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.